how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. Just ready to do some coaching. So,
Awesome.
so I'm Matt. You can call me Gunday. You can call me Gunday Money. You can call me whatever you want. I do not care. What can I call you though?
Evan,
Evan. All right. Simple, easy to remember. I can do that. What are we going over tonight, Evan?
ganking, please.
Ganking. All right. I've done this lesson a few times before. So, what do you mean by ganking? Like when to do it, how to do it?
Mostly when to do it,
Okay.
because I tunnel vision too much.
What do you mean by tunnel vision?
I'll usually focus on a lane too much, or I'll just, like, be constantly looking at top lane when bottom lane is pretty ripe for ganking, and I'll just miss it, and I don't know.
But I mean, like sometimes, like I have a, like if you're playing in silver, your teammates might be bad, their team might be bad. Like you might have 3 gank opportunities all at the same time. So is it more like, okay, well I had a free gank top and I did that. I also had a free gank bot. Which one was better? Or are you like, just which one should I be ganking in general to win? Like what are you trying to do? What do you mean?
Uh,
I'm just trying to diagnose the problem.
Yeah.
A little, you know what I mean?
Mostly all of it is the problem.
All of it. Cool. Okay, so here. So when to do it. How about why to do it? Talking about
Why?
ganking. Yeah, when to gank, why to gank, stuff like that. Because that'll answer like your other questions. By the way, I'm going to share a screen via Skype. Let me know if you can see that okay. It looks like we have a good connection, so I'm hoping Skype doesn't like completely poop itself and like crap out. If it does, let me know and we'll try something else.
I think it's working pretty good.
Yay! Okay, some people have like college internet, and then like whenever their roommate starts downloading porn or whatever, like the screen share craps out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that happens, just let me know, and then we'll fix it. But it looks like it's good
I'll
right
yell
now.
at somebody. Don't worry.
Oh, no worries. It might be my internet too. You never know. But okay, is this it? Is that all we're going over? You want more? You want less?
There was something else. I forgot.
If-
Uh,
We can talk about this for a good hour, by the way. So like,
Yeah.
like don't feel too broken up about it if you can't remember the other thing. But if you do, we can go over that too.
I will try to remember it
Okay,
as
cool.
much as I can.
Yeah, no worries. Have you watched the stream before when we've coached people?
Yes.
All right. Have you ever heard me ask my favorite question to ask people?
I've only watched you a couple times, unfortunately.
All right. Hey, no worries. Or fortunately, depending on which streams they were. Okay, so my favorite question to start out with a new person, and some of this might seem stupid and silly and easy to you, but it's so I can kind of gauge your knowledge because different people know different things. You can get to different places on the ladder for different skills until you get to the very top, then you got to be good at everything. But how do you win the game?
Killing Nexus.
Yeah, okay, how do you do that? What do you have to do right before?
You gotta take towers, take objectives, and...
Specifically, though, I mean, like, literally right before you kill the Nexus. What do you have to do to unlock the ability to right-click the Nexus?
take out the Nexus turrets.
Yep, what do you have to do before that? Again, simple questions, simple answers.
Take out the... I forgot what they're called, but the
Inhibitors?
big inhibitors, yes.
All right, how many?
1.
Good, good. One of my first coaching sessions, Platinum player, thought you had to take out all 3.
What?
Only one. Only one. I'm just saying. I'm just checking. I check now. There's been like 2 or 3 players that thought you had to take out all 3. Okay, what do you have to do before you can right-click the inhibitor? Can't even damage it till you do this.
You gotta take out the inhibitor turret.
What do you have to do before that?
You gotta take out the turret before it.
Yeah, the tier 2. What do you do before that?
You gotta take out tier 1.
Okay, what do you have to do that?
You gotta push your minions into it, or
Good,
tank
good.
the tower.
All right, yeah, well, okay, and then you right-click it. Minions are good because it gets rid of the backdoor bonus that towers have. They get extra tanky if there aren't minions around. If minions are around, they like lose a bunch of their armor for whatever reason.
I
What
did
hap-
not know that.
Yeah, that's why you want to push the minions up. Riot got sick of Trendemir's just like killing towers with no minions nearby, and there was nothing no
makes
one
a
could
lot
do
of
about it.
sense.
But okay, so what happens if the enemy team is in your way and they're good and they like kill you when you try to push the minions up?
You don't push the minions up, and you look for an opportunity to kill them.
Yeah, okay, so how do you do that? What if they're really good and your laners suck?
Well, you gank them.
Yeah, gank could
You
work.
try and force a 2v1 situation, and then force them into a position that they're on the back foot and not your laner.
Yeah, I mean, you either have to find some way to kill them or just force them out of lane. Okay, so after you force them out of lane, what are you going to do?
You're gonna either let your If you took the kill, you usually don't take tax, but if you gave them the kill, you take a little bit of tax, push the minion wave into their towers.
So let me ask you another question. Are you in Challenger right now?
No.
So just to put this in the frame of mind, remember, how do you win the game? You right-click the Nexus. To do that, you right-click these, you right-click the inhibitor, you right-click all the towers in a row. If you leave the minions here for your derpy Silver 580 carry, who's probably just a random dude who has no idea what he's doing, do you think that's going to help you win the game?
Not really.
I mean, it might. Maybe he's really good. I don't know, but I think more often than not, like you're flipping a coin there. You know what I mean?
Trying to be nice.
Yeah, trying to be nice. League of Legends is not a game for nice people, unfortunately. Yeah. So what I would recommend is that anytime you force people out of lane, you shove the lane as hard as you can. It doesn't matter who gets the CS, and we can talk about that too when we go through like why to gank and when to gank and all that stuff. I'll talk about why it's good to do this. And then you try to put as much pressure on that tower as possible. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. Well, okay, good. It seems like you got a pretty good handle on it. What's the other way you can win the game besides right-clicking the Nexus?
Making them cry and surrender.
Yeah, I noticed you played a lot of Shaco games, so you might be familiar with that method. But, but
mostly they don't surrender when I play Shaco, though, for some reason.
Oh, that's too bad. They have too much resolve. Okay, but we're going to focus on the killing the Nexus method, because you can bad manner your way to victory. Some people do that and like just shit on the one guy who's having a bad day and on a big losing streak. That is an effective strategy. Tilt is a thing. But let's focus on this, okay? Because it'll help you out. So it's good that you know this. So ganking, what I want you to think about this when to do it part is whenever you can get an objective. And an objective that wins you the game are objectives like towers and stuff too. But sometimes, maybe there isn't a tower you can get. Maybe they're farming here, they're farming here, they're farming here. And so maybe you're like ganking someone so that you can take pressure off of Dragon, so you can take that. Because Dragon gives you stats that makes it easier to kill people. That makes it easier to take towers after you kill them, right?
Yeah.
So you always want to be looking to take something. So when I say an objective, I mean towers, I mean dragons. Sometimes killing sprees can be an objective, just because if someone gets so fed that they have like 6 kills unanswered, they're worth a lot of gold to your team, actually. There's global golden experience there. Or, Rift Herald or Baron. But those are like the big objectives that we'll be looking for, okay?
Okay.
All right, so tell me this. Who do you think you should generally be ganking and why?
Who should I generally be ganking?
Yeah. And by my coaching session is I ask a whole bunch of questions, and then I kind of like try to steer you to what I think you need to know. And if you just know the answer straight up, I'll move on. But if you get stuck on something, that means I have to like stick with it, okay?
Probably mid lane or ADC.
Okay, so why?
Because they are the carry lanes.
Yes. Okay, so why is it important to get your carries fed?
Because they're the one that's going to carry you.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. Skype is not showing screens, by the way.
Okay. Let me try to reshare it. Yeah, it looks like the call is getting crappy. All right. If this happens again, we'll switch to a Google Hangout. That seems to solve this problem like 80% of the time. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so focus on carry lanes because they do the damage. Like my favorite example, if you get Malphite top fed, it's not really going to make him better at ulting. He just needs level 6 and his ult to be off cooldown to click R, right?
I've seen AP Malphite's carry games, which has actually made me cry a couple times that's actually happened.
That is true. But but if he's playing AP Malphite, he's probably playing it mid, and he's probably doing it to burst down a carry in one fell swoop, and then maybe you should be ganking for him. But if he's playing tank Malphite top and his job is to engage, it's a little bit different. He doesn't really need gold to do his job. But yeah, it's good to focus on the carry lanes. Also, when to do it whenever you can get an objective, right?
Yes.
Something like that. All right, so what I want to focus on is like this is pretty damn important. If you can get your carry lanes some extra gold, usually the carry champions scale really well with gold because they use it to buy their big items. Damage items are more expensive than tank items, so if you get them extra gold, they can definitely do more damage. And also to get these objectives because that's how you win the game. If you got like 7 dragons and a Baron and like 1,000,000 kills, you might still lose the game. If you like get all the inhibitors and right-click the Nexus, you're definitely gonna win. So. Yeah. What a lot of junglers have trouble with is they'll go and they'll get a beautiful gank off. Like I'll be watching all these silver and gold players when I'm coaching them, and then what'll end up happening is they'll get this beautiful kill, and then they'll leave the farm, and both the top laner and the jungler will recall. And,
That's
you always
perfect waste of gold.
it's a perfect waste of gold. You want to be shoving the wave up so that you get more pressure on the tower, also so that the tower eats your wave so that the enemy laner doesn't get it. And then you also want to be trying to take the tower because that's what this game is all about. It's a glorified tower defense game where if you destroy the enemy's towers before they destroy yours, you win. So, yeah, exactly. Do you know... Let's talk about why to gank versus just to farm or whatever. And then we'll go through... you wanted to do how to gank as well. So we can go through the... I usually have about 10 things to look for when ganking, and then that'll be pretty good. I've done this lesson a few times, so it'll be pretty painless for you. So let me ask you this. So why do you think you want to gank instead of just farming your jungle?
Because it can get you and another laner ahead, because you get gold for getting an assist, and they get gold for getting a kill.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Let's say you have an option. Let's say you have a carry top laner, so no Malphite. Let's say it's like a Fiora or a Jax or a Tryndamere, something scary up here, and you want to get him fed. So you have an option right now. Maybe the enemy laner is pushed up a little, no wards, no flash. You can just go up there and murder him, or you could farm your jungle. Which one do you want to do and why?
Wait, did you say their Tryndamere was fed, or?
Here, you are the Blue Jay. This guy, this is
I
T
can't
for...
see that anymore.
Oh my god, alright. Stupid Skype. I'm gonna initiate the Google Hangout, okay?
Alright.
And we're gonna try this. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the internet is just bad. But I'm going to do a video call. If this doesn't work, we're gonna figure something else out, okay? Alright, so I have copied a link. I'm gonna paste into Skype. Let me know when you get it, and then we're gonna switch to Skype, okay?
Alright.
So when you're in Skype, let me know and I'll turn off... Or when you're in Google Hangout, let me know and I'll turn off Skype, okay?
Alright. Alright, I'm in.
Alright, right now it's saying you are the only one here. Can you hear me or anything?
Yes?
But I think it might be through Skype. Alright, there you are.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Alright, I'm going to hang up the Skype call, okay?
Okay.
Alright, leave that open just in case this breaks or something. But here, let me... I went to full screen instead of share screen. Let me share my screen, and then we'll see if this can work, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, can you see okay?
Yes.
Yay, hooray.
Okay.
Except the audio sounds not as good now. At least, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Alright, I'll turn you up then, because you are quiet. How do I do that in this? I just started using Skype just because... Or, I'm sorry, Google Hangouts. I'm calling it Skype.
I've never used Google Hangout before, so my settings might be a little out of whack.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you're just quiet, which is my main problem. Ah, no, don't speakers. Done. Quit it. I'm just trying to figure out how to turn you up. You think there'd be, like, an easy way to do this?
Yeah.
There's a test, microphone, video, bandwidth, okay. Alright, I'll just roll with it and I'll turn you up in my headphones. Now you'll be louder. But okay. So just to start, and again, the Twitchy Jeff D in the chat is asking, what about summoners? Mana help to determine when to gank. Yeah, that's important too. Let's just assume that you could go top and it's a sure thing right now. Do you do this or do you farm your jungle? You can do only one right now. That's all you have time to do, because otherwise they're gonna, take dragon and kill bot lane or something. I don't know. But right now you have an opportunity to farm your entire jungle or take top. Which one do you want to do and why?
Take top.
Yeah, and just because it's a sure thing, right? But do you know
Yeah.
the exact math on why it's such a good idea?
Because he's so far pushed forward that it's going to take him a long time to get back to his tower, and if you do kill him, you can shove the minion
Oh,
away
yeah,
into
yeah.
his tower.
So there's a bunch of stuff, but let's say you kill him. He's going to be dead. He's definitely going to be dead. 100% going to be dead. All right. Well, why is it better to do this instead of farm your jungle?
Because it helps two people out instead of just one.
Helps two people. Actually, yeah, that's a good answer. How much does it help, though?
Fair bit.
Think about it in terms of gold. How much gold do you get for a successful gank? Here, let's break it down. How much is the kill
Don't
worth?
exactly know.
All right, how
I
much is
don't.
the kill worth?
I don't know.
All right, well here, this is fine. This is why you're getting coaching, right? So
Yes.
you kill this guy. I don't know who. Let's say it's a singed or something derpy like that, right? 300 gold, right?
Yeah.
And this is a horrible 3. So there's a better one. All right, is that it for the kill?
No, you also get however much gold you get for the minions, and you get the assist gold.
All right, so you get the assist gold. Do you know how much the assist gold is?
Is it 100?
Fine if you don't know. It's half the kill gold,
Half.
and then it's distributed evenly between however many people helped with the gank. So because you helped with the gank, if like he got the kill, you would get half of this, 150. Let's say mid lane came up here too, and she helped as well. Maybe it was an Ari or something. 150 divided by 2, you would get 75 for the assist. She would get 75 for the assist. Okay, so that's how that works. So 300, then 150 for the assist. Again, horrible thing, horrible 5 there, but you get the idea, right? And then, like you said, there's minions, right? So how much do you think those minions are worth?
15 to 20 gold each.
Yeah, so here, if you look at the minions, here, I'll just pull it up for League of Legends, right? And it depends at what point the game is, but if you scroll down, and if you ever don't know what things are, just Google. Where is it? I want to see what they actually are worth. They call it creeps. Okay, melee minions. Do I have to click them or something? All right, there we go. So like the melee minion, if you look, it starts at 20.5 gold per second, and that goes up a little every 90 seconds. The other ones, they're worth a little bit less. Like you said, 20 to 15, right? So
Yeah.
if there are 3 of those, and here, let's write all this down so it's easier. What's a gank worth? Kill, 300 gold, assist, 150 gold, minions, melee, we're saying about 20, plus caster about 15, and then cannons are about, 50 or something, right? 45 or whatever.
I think it's 45 at the start of the game.
Yeah, siege cannon, whatever you want to call them. Well, let's call it 45 gold. Okay. So how many waves do you think will be up there if you're ganking?
It depends on how fast he pushed it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Usually just one.
Yeah, usually
Maybe
one,
one and
and
a
it's
half.
probably here, like a little bit farther up, because you're ganking him, like you said, because he's pushed up. So you probably have at least one wave, maybe an extra one. In a wave, there's going to be 3 melee minions, so 3 times 20 is 60, 3 caster minions, 3 times 15 is 45. So figure, about 100 gold per wave, something like that. Sound about right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, though, you kill him, you go back, you push these minions. Every 30 seconds, there's another wave. So figure there's going to be like 100 to 200 gold. And that's horrible numbers again because it's hard to draw. Worth of minions up here that you're going to farm afterwards, okay? Just because there's going to be another wave coming to reinforce, from the Nexus every 30 seconds. And while you're shoving this one up, this one will probably arrive. You'll shove that one up too and eat that. So think about 100 to 150 gold per wave, depending on if it's a cannon or not.
Yes.
Make sense? And if you get 2 of those, it's like about 200 gold. Let's just call it that. So 200 gold per about 2 waves, something like that. Can you get the tower?
Depends on how much health the tower has.
Oh yeah, if it's like 3 minutes into the game, probably can't get the tower. But I mean, maybe it's like 6 minutes into the game, and you got this Tryndamere nice and fed, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you can get it just for funsies, okay?
Yeah.
How much is the tower worth when you take it down? And if you don't know, it's fine. Again, I'm just asking.
First blood tower, I don't know how much that is, but I think it's like 500 if it's not first blood.
All right, here's how it works. I call it first cement because towers don't have blood, but whatever. It's 400 gold, and the way it works is it's 25 gold for every member of your team, and then the remaining gold, what is it, like 275, is split up evenly amongst the people taking it. Okay?
Okay.
So it's 25 gold global plus 275 nearby, something like that. So if you have a ZZ Rot and the ZZ Rot takes the first tower out of the game, that's sad because you're missing 275 gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, also, what happens when you take the tower?
That opens up a whole new section of the map.
Oh, yeah, for sure, but
you move around and
just talking about gold. Map control, definitely a thing, so it's good to take those. Also, it puts you one step closer to getting the inhibitor, which puts you one step closer to right-clicking the Nexus, for sure. What other gold do you get? It's more than just this first cement bonus, right?
Yeah.
So what else is there? And again, if you don't know, that's fine.
How much it is for killing the tower, actually?
Oh yeah, no worries. Here, let's talk about it. So you get 500 gold for your team. This is global, so it's 100 gold each because there's 5 people on your team, right?
Yeah.
And then each tower is a little bit different, but figure each one is worth 750 gold. I'm gonna call it nearby gold again. Okay. So if you get the first tower of the game for your team, it's 400 plus 500 plus 250. So total, 1150 gold. And I'm thinking about it from a team perspective, okay?
Yeah.
Because for sure, if you're standing next to it and you give it to your carry, they get more gold. Because this 275, if there's one person near, they get all of it. If there's 3 people, it's split up by 3. So it's about, 100, a little bit less for everybody. Same thing for this 250. Whoever's standing there gets it. So if you're in silver and you're trying to climb, I would recommend standing near these towers when they go down, just so you get extra gold. Your teammates probably don't even know how much it's worth, so they won't complain. I mean, you just learned it yourself, right? So don't worry too much about it. But here's what you're thinking, okay? So top, if we can get a gank, 300 gold for the kill, 150 for the assist, figure about 200 gold, and again, it's going to be split up between you and your laner, worth of gold for the minions you're pushing, so what is that, 650? If you can get the tower on top of that, what is that, 1,800 gold total?
About.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? So a successful gank could be worth, 800 gold, and oh my god, I just can't, the pen makes it horrible, right? So, kill plus tower, about 1,800 gold. If first cement bonus, a little bit less if not, knock 400 off of that. So it's pretty good, right? And you get the experience from the minions and the experience from the kill, so there's other stuff there. All right, what happens if you kill these minions? Or the creeps, the jungle camps? How much are each one of these camps worth?
I don't know exactly.
Figure about 100 gold. Rounding a little, they're a little bit less or a little bit more depending on the camp, depending on what point in the game it is, but each one of these is going to be worth 100 gold, 100 gold, 100 gold, something like that, right? So
Okay, yeah.
way to think about it, this entire area, if you just farm this, is worth 300 gold. Maybe you get scuttle too, that's another 100 gold. So 400 gold if you can do this. So the question then becomes, okay, if I can go up here and get this, I should definitely do that instead of farming, right? Just because it's worth more gold. Because 1,800 up here versus 1,400 down there, where's your time better spent?
Definitely not in your jungle.
Definitely not in your jungle. Now the really good players, what they'll do is on their way to gank, they'll be farming part of their jungle. So I just got coached by a challenger player, and what he recommends, let's say I'm going to gank top, right? What is your approach to top?
From where am I starting?
Let's say, well, here, you tell me. Where do you want to start from? And here, let's say you're a minute out. So you got time to do some stuff on the way, but you're noticing that this guy is an idiot and he's pushing his lane. He's going to be out of mana soon, because he's using all of his abilities to last hit instead of auto attacks. He doesn't have flash because he took a double offensive summoner because he's an idiot again. So this guy's a big target on his head, but it's not quite right yet, So let's say you're around chickens. How are you going to set up this gank top? You got a minute. What are you going to do?
Probably just go through my jungle, take wolves, take grump, and then go set up for a gank.
Let's say every single thing in your jungle is up. Let's say you did the first 3 camps here. So you're level 3 of red buff. Every single thing is up. Scuttle's probably up too. The enemy jungler started top side. So he is working his way bot for whatever reason. Something like that. So you don't have to worry about a counter gank. Tell me what your route is. Again, so you're saying you're going to come through here. You're going to do wolves. You're going to do gromp. Then you're going to come up here.
Maybe take scuttle along the way.
Take scuttle along the way? Okay, but you got to realize, too, what's interesting about this is if you do wolves, gromp, and scuttle, how long is that going to take to do? It depends on your jungler, too, right? But
yeah, that's why I was trying to, figure out. That's why I didn't say take blue buff.
Yeah, because it matters. And also maybe you're a mana hungry champ. I play a lot of Sejuani. If you do what you said, you're gonna rotate top. You're gonna be level 3 and 80% towards 4 or level 4, and you're gonna be completely
level 1. Okay.
All right. Oh no, not level 1. You did your red jungle. You're level 3 with with red buff right now, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you're Sejuani and you just cleared your red jungle, you're going to be out of mana.
Yes.
If you're, like, Master Yi, you're probably fine. You know?
Then I'm
if
just
you're...
gonna head up straight to blue buff.
Yeah, maybe, but it matters, right? But
Yeah.
what you want to do is actually, you want to take, like, probably 2 of these. Or you want to be taking wolves, like you said, because it's just a really easy camp, doesn't damage you a lot. And then you want to be watching this lane with your F keys just to see if it looks right. If it looks right now and you have enough mana to go up there and murder him, yeah, just go up there and murder him. You know, but maybe, like, it's, like, not quite right yet. Maybe he's, like, hiding in a bush or something for some reason. So it's like, okay, all right, whatever. I'll do blue or I'll do scuttle. You know, you're just kind of biding your time. But what the challenger coach told me is that you want to actually leave a camp or 2, you know, on your way out. So, like, if these are your options, you probably want to take, like, wolves, scuttle, go up here, gank. You know, if you get something, if you don't, you can still come back down here and you have stuff to farm, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time you're done with that, your chickens will be back up, your krugs will be back up, scuttle might be up here, you might be able to get someone down here. But just something to think about, right? So the really good junglers, what they'll do is they'll have their route set up. So yeah, it's definitely better to, like, go up there and get the gank. But if you can also farm along the way, like, while you your laner is, like, setting the gank up for you, or if it's not quite right, but you know it's going to be, like, sometime in the near future, that's even better, because then you get the best of both worlds. Because successful gank plus the farm, you know, 300-400 gold here, depending if scuttle is up or not, plus, you know, the 1800 gold here, that's more than just 1800 or 400. You know, it doesn't have to be an absolute. So something to think about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm talking a lot, so interrupt me if this doesn't make sense or you disagree or whatever. I'm just trying to make sure you get all the stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, make sense though?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's say that, you know, that gank, we said it's worth how much gold if you get it successfully?
About 1800.
1800, that's if you get the tower. That's if it's the first tower of the game, you know, so it's the kill, the assist, the minion gold, the tower, and then the first cement bonus. So that's a lot of gold, right?
That's a lot, yeah.
If you can pull it off. Let's say that you're not so sure you can pull it off, though. And here, what I want to do now is talk about the perfect gank. This is what Twitchy Jeff D wanted to talk about, too. You know? Oh, and also, Twitchy Jeff D is saying that 1800 is not just for you, the 400 is just for you. Yeah, he's right. Yeah. But we're talking about from a team perspective. It's a team game, you know? He also has a good point, though. Like, let's say, you know, some of this is global, right? So if we look... you know, 125 of the first cement is global. 100 gold of this times 5 is global. So if you look at, you know, selfish gold from that gank, let's call it this so we can compare a little bit better. Let's break it down. So if you and your top laner take that tower, how much are you getting from the nearby gold?
250.
Yeah,
well,
but
500 for both of you.
500
for top lane and jungle.
So this nearby gold is split and divided by however many people are up there.
Oh, it's split. Okay, yeah. So one.
So let's do this.
Each.
Tower nearby is 125 gold, you know, half of 250 because there's 2 of you, right? If there were 3 of you, it'd be split even further. You know, what is that? Like 75, 75, 75 or something, a little bit more. I don't know. I don't want to do math right now.
Something like that.
It's been a long day. But here, so nearby you get that. Global, you're only one of 5 players, so you get 100, right? Plus 100 gold global. And then this first cement bonus, it's 25 gold global, so I'm going to add 25 here. Actually, here, we'll do this. Plus 25 gold global for cement. Plus this 275 gold nearby. And if we split that in half, what is that? 125 and change? 130 something? I'm just going to do math.
Something like that.
275 divided by 2, 137.5, you know, whatever. 137.5 gold. You know, so if you add all this up, what is that? 250 plus this, you know, it's like 100, it's like 390 gold, so about 400 gold, something like that, for just taking the tower, for you, just being nearby, okay? So selfish, let's say, equals about 400 gold. That's still, you know, a little bit better than just farming your jungle. Also, like you said, you're helping out your team. You're getting another player ahead, so it's really good. You're setting another player behind. That's another thing, too. Because if you're farming these 2 waves of minions, what else is happening to those minions?
They're also getting pushed into their tower, which is losing their top laner gold.
Yeah, so the top laner, he's probably going to lose about 200 gold worth of stuff. So if you think about it from a net swing he's going to lose 200 gold to enemy, something like that, and the experience. So you can add another 200 gold in the mix too if you really want to think about it. Let's talk about the kill and the assist. You don't get the kill. That's sad. You only get the assist, 150. But maybe you get the kill. That could be 300 for you. That's great. The melee minions here, we're saying there's going to be about 2 waves worth of gold. If you split them evenly with your laner, you get 100, they get 100, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's still a pretty good deal. Figure you get, about 400 gold for taking the tower if it's the first one, a little bit less if not. And then you get, another 200 to 300 gold depending on if you get the kill or the assist. More if you get the kill, less if you get the assist, just for, getting a good gank off and then shoving the wave. So it's still not bad. Figure, you're what, 6, 7, 800, depending on how things go, how much CS you tax, if you stole the kill or not, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So Twitchy Jeff has a good point, but it's still better than just farming your jungle if you can pull off the gank successfully. And I'm thinking about it from a team perspective because, it's a team game. But yeah, he's right. If you want to be selfish, especially down at the lower ranks, it's good to think about it that way too. So definitely things to think about. Okay, sorry, that was a good point. Thank you, Twitchy Jeff. Another thing I want to talk about, though. Let's say the gank isn't exactly perfect. Like maybe he's not pushed up or something. So tell me, what are all the things we want to look for a perfect gank? And there's probably about like 15 we could get. Let's go for 10, okay? Are you with me, Evan?
Yes.
All right. And if you can't get 10 of them, that is fine. But most of this stuff is really simple. And like if you get stuck and then I'll tell you the next one, you'll be like, oh, that's so obvious. I didn't even think to mention it. So like don't feel bad if you overlook stuff. But what do you want to look for a gank? And you already mentioned a few of them when we were just talking through this exercise. So I think you're already on the right path.
If they're pushed out.
So I'm going to say positioning, right?
Okay,
enemy laner, your laner, right?
yes.
And then pushed out or up or whatever. If they're closer to your tower, they're easier to gank than if they're closer to their tower, right? Like if we're ganking this blue T and you're this orange guy, Actually, blue is on this side. So this is going to be really hard for you to gank because you're on this side, right? You're going to have to tower dive him. But if he's up here, he has all this distance to get back to safety, right? So it's a lot easier. So good to think about that. All right, what else? That's a good one.
Your laner's ahead of him.
Your laner's ahead? What do you mean by that?
Your laner has already got a kill on him, or has a gold lead, or an item lead, or an experience lead.
Okay, I'm going to call that snowball potential, something like that, just because he has a lead. Lane has a lead. Easier kill, something like that. That's a good one. Yeah. If the Trindamir's killed the guy like 6 times already, you can just go up there and he's pretty much a big minion at that point. Should be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else?
No summoners.
Summoners. Now, I'm going to say both your teammate and the enemy teammate, right?
Yeah.
Friendly/enemy. So let's say that your Trindamir's running Ignite, and he's saying, oh, it's up in 40 seconds, because now you can ping the summoners and let your team know when they're going to be back up, right? Do you want to gank then, or do you want to wait?
Say that one more time?
Let's say your Tryndamere, remember your Tryndamere, here, let's say he's the orange T now, is up against this blue Singed, and he's running, Flash Ignite, Singed is running like Ghost Teleport or something like that, and you want to murder him, but Tryndamere's like, hey, my Ignite's up in 40 seconds, and you're on your way. Maybe you do the Scuttle Crab, right?
Yeah.
And then you wait for it to be up because you'll have more kill potential, something like that. Or maybe this guy doesn't have his Ghost up, so he'll be easier to kill. Or he doesn't have Flash up if he's taken that instead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to know. So you want to be checking to see if your teammates' summoners are up, and you can hit tab to check your teammates for sure. And also you want to know if the enemy has their stuff up. How do you know if the enemy has flashed or not?
You either got to be watching for it, or you got to ask, or they got to tell you.
Yeah. So if you're a good jungler and you're watching all your lanes and you notice that somebody flashed, what are you going to do?
Type it in chat.
Okay, why are you typing it in chat? And again, just asking dumb questions, but...
It's a way to keep yourself reminded so you can go back and look at it if you forget, and to just remind your teammates.
Sure, so do you have timestamps turned on your chat?
Yes, I do.
All right, good. Let's say it was Flash that was burned. When is it going to be back up?
5 minutes.
Good. Let's say it was Ignite that was burned. When is it going to be back up?
what was that, 3.5 minutes?
Are you sure?
Not quite.
All right, so I'm going to teach you a trick. I'm also going to tell you a thing, okay?
Okay.
So if you're not sure what the summoner spell cooldowns are, like in game, like maybe it's cleanse or something. I see cleanse like 1 out of 20 games, like in my games. You can actually hit tab and hover over it, and it'll tell you in seconds how long it is.
Okay.
Enemy and friendly, and that's important because if they have CDR boots, those cooldowns go down a little. If they're taking that insight mastery up the resolve tree, those cooldowns go down a little bit more, right? So flash normally 5 minutes, sure, but if they have the CDR boots, if they have that insight thing, it might be less, and that could screw you up. So you definitely want to be tabbing and checking that every once in a while. Whenever you're watching like Challenger streams on Twitch, and you see those guys very quickly tabbing, they're looking at like 70 things. That's one of them. They're checking to see, okay, did he take a goofy mastery? When is their flash going to be up? Stuff like that. But okay, so let's say you time it, and they flash right at 1 minute. You guys were doing a cheesy invade or something. Flash right at 1 minute. When is their flash going to be up again?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Cool. And what I recommend to all my students, like if you're like me and don't like memorizing pointless bullshit, buy a sticky note. Just write down all the summoner spell cooldowns on there. Then you don't have to tab. You can just glance at it, and then eventually you'll just remember that exhaust has the same cooldown as ignite and stuff like that. And it just doesn't matter. Like I group like flash and teleport together because they're both 5 minutes. So I just have like I'm looking at it right now. It's at the bottom of my monitor. I just have it there, and it's like pretty obvious, and I don't have to guess. You know what I mean? So that's something you can do if you have a laptop. Paste it on the back of your laptop screen so that you can see it. But something like that is pretty good. Okay, that makes sense, right? Because if they don't have flash or their escape, easier kill. Higher probability of success. And if your laner does have like offensive stuff, that's better. If they have defensive stuff like heal or barrier, I'd want to know that. But before I like flash for one last auto or something. But makes sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going too deep into this. Okay, what else? We're up to 3.
If you're ahead or not, I guess.
If you're ahead, what do you mean? Like you
Like, if
as the
you have a
jungle?
kill, and it's easy for you to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a high damage
Okay.
or high CC.
I'm gonna put this. Can you kill them? Okay, because as I'm trying to keep it a little bit general. Let's say you're playing like a Moo jungle, and it's level 3. You don't have a lot of damage, and instead of a Tryndamere that you're ganking for, let's say you're ganking for like a Zac top, and it's something like a Renekton. Are you going to be able to kill him?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's probably a waste of time to go up there. Now, if you're a Fetamumu, if you had like 5 kills from First Blood, that goofy thing that blew that person's flash, and you went back and you just bought, a needlessly large rod, and you just have that at level 3 for some godforsaken reason.
Hand grenade Moo.
Yeah, hand grenade Mumu. Exactly. You just jump in there and people explode. It's a different story, right? So it's definitely good to think about this. How can you tell if you are ahead or if you have damage?
Just compare items usually.
Yeah, compare items. Like if the Renekton hasn't bought yet and you have a full item completed just because he's been staying in lane, he's sitting on like a Doran shield or something adorable, yeah, you just go murder him. There are also some interesting things you can do, like in the higher elos, people will know that there are specific builds that champions go. Like Twisted Fate loves to get an early Sheen, just so he can like take towers a little bit faster. So he throws a gold card, follows up with an auto, throws some cards, follows up with another auto, he gets those Sheen procs off. And people will know how much it costs, and they'll time his CS and be like, okay, he really wants to back to, buy that item. I looked in his match history. He always buys this item first. I'm going to gank him when he's 200 gold short just to be a dick. Because then, like, he has to decide, all right, do I sit here and wait in Fountain for, like, 100 gold, or do I go back and lane with, like, a mana crystal? Or do I buy another item that won't be as good, and then I delay my power spike, just because it's not really a good time to go back to lane with a mana crystal against someone that just killed you and has, like, a real item, right? Yes. So there are goofy things like that. But yeah, looking at items is good. Can you kill them? Something like that is perfect. All right, what else?
Oh boy, this thing is a little.
And yeah, and again, if you get stuck, we can ask the stream, we can cheat, we can ask the audience. I can tell you. But you'll get more out of it if you think about it. Like the way I like to think about my coaching is, like, if we're working out and you're bench pressing and I'm spotting you, if I just lift the freaking bar off your chest, you're not going to get any stronger. If you struggle bust your way to a rep, you're going to be a little buffer the next day.
I don't know if you have a lot of CC.
I would put that into can you kill them?
Okay.
That's like a combination of do you have the damage and the crowd control to hold them in place, something like that. Also, maybe they're just an idiot and they're up there with like 100 health, just pushed up or something. What about this? What about let's say top? You're ganking for the Singed. What does Singed need to use his abilities?
He just needs you to be behind him.
Well, needs you to be behind him, sure. What does he need to like specifically use his abilities? Again, simple questions, simple
Mana.
answers. Mana, okay. So mana, energy, resources, depending on who it is, right? Maybe you're ganking for Kled and he doesn't have his chocobo. I don't know if it's the best idea to be ganking for him right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so you want to be looking friendly, enemy. Maybe a better example. Let's say you're ganking for mid, and mid is an Anivia. Anivia is completely out of mana. Is she going to be able to help you with the gank?
Not really.
No. Anivia not known for those auto attacks, right?
Nope.
So you want to be looking, okay, enemy laner, are they out of their resource? Maybe it's a Zed, and he just burned his full combo, he's completely out of energy. Does he have an escape?
No, he does not.
No, because he's out of energy. He can't even use it, even if it was off cooldown, right? So you want to be looking at stuff like that. And again, you want to be looking, can my teammate help me out? If you're ganking for a Lux or an Anivia who's out of mana, you're going to be very sad when they don't do anything and you die, you know? So stuff to think about. We talked about another one. What's the other resource you could be looking at? This is the one that keeps you alive.
Health.
Health, yeah, for sure. So if you're ganking a full health Renekton, is that a different story than if he's at like 20% health?
Yes.
Yeah, and again, like if you are, maybe you're going up against that Renekton and you're baiting your laner in who has 20% health. Does that seem like a good idea?
Oh, no.
Sometimes what'll happen is the enemy laner will be like, well, shit, I'm getting ganked. I have to do something risky, otherwise, I'm going to die. And then they'll, like, flash in and burn their Ignite and just go to kill the laner before you get there. And, like, you might bait your teammate into dying, So you definitely want to look and make sure that you're not forcing them to do something stupid. Because at all elos, I mean, in Diamond, people will do dumb stuff, too. So, I mean, silver, gold, plat, diamond, bronze, whatever. You don't want to bait your teammate into doing something dumb. Yeah, as a jungler, like it's your job to decide. Okay, is it the right time to gank? If you see that, Rice, he's a pretty strong champion, but right now he's out of mana, has 100 health, and that Renekton is like half health, has Ignite up. I don't know if I want to gank right now because he'll just delete the Rise. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
All right, you with me?
Yes.
All right, what else?
What else?
And again, simple things are good.
Simple things are usually hard.
Yeah, okay, we talked about one of Zed, right? So Zed, he has an ability that makes him harder to gank. What is it?
His Shadow Clone.
Shadow. So think about other champions that have abilities like that. I'm going to call them escapes, right?
Escapes.
Or maybe instead of escapes, let's talk about abilities and cooldowns, okay? Because, different champions are better or worse to gank. Like, let's say, here, I mentioned Zac top earlier. Let's say you're ganking the enemy Zac, and he's really low health. He's at like 100 health, and he's under his tower. Do you want to tower dive? It's level 3 too. It's level 3.
Not if he has his passive up.
See that's what I want to know, right? So you would want to know. Okay, is the Zac or the Aatrox, do they have their passive up? Is it Kayle, and is she level 6 and has her ult up? Maybe I don't want to tower dive. So this kind of stuff is important. You want to look for escapes. You want to look for goofy passives, stuff like that, right? And if you're playing a Mumu, like if you're ganking a Morgana, you want to wait for her spell shield, right? Maybe you want to wait for her to throw out her dark binding so she doesn't stop you in your tracks when you try to like get that beautiful ult. Something like that. Or maybe it's up and you're ready to flash it and make the LCS big play. But it kind of matters, right?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So that's another one that's good. And again, this will be like friendly, enemy, something like that. Okay, what else? There's more.
There's more. I don't know, their jungler's position?
Yes, good. Where is the enemy jungler? Okay, so like why does that matter? Well, let's say you're ganking top again. You're this orange one. And enemy jungler is something scary. Like, here, you play Shaco. Let's say it's Shaco. And he's up here and he's set up like 7 boxes in this bush for some godforsaken reason. He has 45% CDR. You know, he has like a full flat CDR page. He's cheating. He hacked the game. He has both blue buffs, and for some reason they're doubling on him. I don't know. But he has like 7 boxes in here, and he has straight AP. No clue why. It's just a thing. You know, and the top laner is running away into that bush. Do you want to like just go in there and chase him?
No.
No, because you'll die, right? But if you know he's bot because you saw him with a ward or something, right? You know, this is a lot easier to go in and do. You know you're not going to get counter ganked. You know you're not going to get screwed. Now, some junglers, like let's say, like my favorite jungler is Sejuani. Is Sejuani strong or weak early?
Fairly weak.
Yeah, she's pretty shitty early. She's not the greatest early, which is one of the reasons I like playing her. I think she's hard. So, like, if you're up there and you're something scary early, like let's say you're one of the flavor of the month junglers, like Graves, you know, like Nidalee, like Zac, you know, just something that has a lot of damage, really hard to kill, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't give a shit if Sejuani's waiting in that bush. Maybe it's just another kill for you. So that kind of depends. It also matters like where they are because, you know, maybe they can ruin your day if a counter gank. Because I don't know, if Sejuani's level 6, you know, that's a different story than if she's level 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, it depends. But knowing where the enemy jungler is matters because they could like ruin your day. How do you know where the enemy jungler is? That'll be number 9.
Wards.
Yeah, so you want to know where are wards, right?
Yeah.
I want to say where is enemy vision? Where is your vision? Why is enemy vision important?
Because they will not be able to know when you're coming.
Well, yeah, like if the enemy has no wards, like if we're ganking top again, let's say you're this blue jay this time because it's closer. If he has a ward right here and right here, are you ever going to be able to like get him if he has a brain?
No.
Probably not, unless you do something goofy like come through here or like come from around here, like under his tower and tank a few shots. But what's going to happen is you're going to walk up here and he's probably just going to back off a little, right?
Yeah.
Now, the stupid thing is, here, let me go bot lane. This is a better example. I talk about this all the time because I hate it. I hate that my friend Aoki is teaching this to people. So let's say you're down here and the enemy support has a ward and you're waiting for this juicy gank. They're pushed up a little, but they have something, like your guys are squishy and they have something like a Leona, right?
Yeah.
What do Leona players generally do?
I don't know.
So Leona, do you know what her kit does?
Yes.
What's her kit?
Very engage heavy.
Engage heavy. Leona players go ham, right? So she's looking for an opportunity to Zenith Blade in. That's her E. She throws her sword. If she grabs someone, she jumps to them. She can auto attack, Q, auto, and then she has her W up. That makes her a little tankier. Then after a little while, it explodes. Every time she uses an ability on somebody, her AD carry can auto attack them and consume the sunlight to do some extra damage. So she wants to get up close and personal and wreck people's faces. So to do that, she's going to be looking for these engage opportunities, right? So your support might be like trying to bait, or your AD carry might be trying to bait getting a grab. Because if she jumps in and grabs someone, that's probably what you're waiting for over here, right?
Yes.
Now, what sucks is you're on a ward. So what my friend Aoki does is normally he'd be like looking to engage, right? Like if he knew you weren't here from this ward, he would engage and he'd just murder the enemy AD carry. But what he's going to do is this. He's going to miss. But he's going to miss by just a little, right? So if he misses by just a little, are you going to sit here? Like, what are you going to do?
Miss by just a little?
Yeah, like he almost got the engage. Like he was like, oh, damn, if he went in there, that was a sure kill, right?
Yeah.
Because he'd be on cooldown, you'd be able to go in there. Like if you go in right now when he has his Zenith Blade up, you're probably just going to get bopped in the face by his shield and back up. If you try to flash on him, he'll Zenith Blade, maybe to you to escape or something. I don't know. It'll be sad. But you don't want to go in on Leona when she has all of her cooldowns up. That's one of the things we said, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at this. So what good junglers usually do is they're like, okay, I want to wait for them to use a key ability. Like if we're ganking a Zed, we want to wait for him to use his shadow because that's his escape. If we're ganking a Leona, we want to wait for her to engage because then she's like farther up on the map, which means she's farther away from safety from her tower. It also means she's on cooldown, so she won't be able to bop me in the face, and I can murder both of them and get some extra gold. So we're kind of waiting for that. Now, she knows you're waiting for that, so Aoki, what he does, he calls it jungle cucking. Not a fan of the terminology, but it's pretty obvious. He knows you're waiting for this, so what he will do is he'll miss on purpose, and that's to waste your time, because the cooldown of this, it's like 10 seconds, maybe 8 seconds, depends on your cooldown reduction, right? So he's doing that to try to keep you there as long as possible. Bad players, they'll see you coming and they'll just walk away, right? When you see that, well, what do you know?
Well, they know that there's a ward there.
Well, you know that there's a ward there because
You know
they just
there's a
walked
ward there.
away and there was no reason to because they were up here before, right? So
Mhm.
good players, they'll pretend that they don't know you're there and they'll try to waste your time.
Bait it out.
Yeah, they'll bait it out. They'll bait a bad engage. They'll make it because when you're not farming, this guy can be farming. He could be in your jungle stealing all your shit. He could be ganking top and murdering them because he's not worried about a
Could be
counter
coming to
gank.
help their bot lane too.
Could be coming to help the bot lane. He could be like sneaking around in this bush. Like it depends, right? Like you don't want to give away your position. It's like playing poker and you're showing the other players your hands. You can't really bet that way. It doesn't work. So vision's important, right? What about your vision? Why would this be important?
You will know where their jungler is.
Yeah, so let's say you're ganking bot. Same kind of thing. You know that these bushes are clear because your teammates are gods and bought pink wards. You swept when you were walking through here. Or actually, no. Let's say you don't know if that's warded or not, but you came through here. So you know that you haven't been seen. Or you have oracles from the chickens, so you know you haven't been seen. All right, where do you want your wards?
You probably want it at the entrance to their jungle or in the river.
Yeah, like here and here probably. Or
Yeah.
maybe even here. Because if you're going this way, the jungler might come through like around here, like come help, right?
Yep, deep wards.
Yeah, so something here. Entrances I like because you can see if he's coming around here. You can see if mid is roaming. Here is nice because maybe he comes through here just to save the day. Maybe he's farming Gromp when you decide to gank. But it would be good to just know where he is, right? And these pink ones are great too because you haven't been seen by stuff. Here, I gave away one of them, but if you don't want to be seen, what can you do as a jungle? There's like 3 things.
Oracles.
Oracles. How do you get oracles?
Smiting chickens.
Smiting chickens. Okay, good. What else? You got 2 more tools.
Red trinket.
Yeah,
and
red trinket or sweeper or whatever for sure. You can sweep to make sure you haven't been seen. What else?
Pink wards.
Pink wards, yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's other stuff. You can be watching map movements and be like, okay, I think she warded. You can be like counting their ward charges on their trinkets and stuff like that when they go in and out of visibility. You can look to see if they had a pink ward and then didn't. You have a general idea of where it is. But yeah, for sure. You have these tools just to clear the enemy vision and make sure stuff is there or not. So yeah, that's very good. All right, what else?
Uh,
I got 2 more I want to do too. You did a new one. I don't usually bring this one up, but that's a good one actually.
I don't know. Not CC, not.
CC is good. I mean, like, yeah, you want to be able to hold people in place, but I would put that into the can I kill them?
Yeah.
Do we have CC plus damage? Something like that, right? You can also think of that as power spikes or something, but I'm doing something a little bit different. So here, let me lead the way, okay? In silver, does everybody know what they're doing?
No.
No. So do you want to gank for the people that know what they're doing or that don't know what they're doing?
Probably know what they're doing.
Why?
Because they're more likely to use it in an effective manner.
Yeah, I mean, if you gank for someone that has like 1,000 games on their champion and is a god, they'll be able to use the gold a little bit better than someone that's learning like a Azir for the first time, right?
Yeah.
And is building him AD for some reason. So how can you tell if they're good or bad?
Usually items, masteries.
Oh yeah, actually, that's pretty good. So runes, masteries. So do you scout out people before the game?
Certain champions, yes. Sometimes I don't bother.
Okay, but yeah, here. So let's say op.gg, champ history, runes, masteries, something like that. I'm gonna make more
Build
things we can
history.
look at. Yeah, you can see if someone's first time on a champion or if it's one of their most played, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. You can look at their runes masteries. Sometimes people forget to change their runes. I did that the other day. I had support runes in the jungle. It did not end well for me. I had like mana regen on Shyvana. Wasn't the greatest, right?
No.
So you want to check, if you're ganking for AP Vayne, it's not going to be the greatest. What else can you look for? Let's say you're ganking for bot lane and you notice that Vayne has bought 2 tiers.
Oh god.
Do you want to gank for Vayne?
No,
And that's horrible, but I mean, like, still, that's something you want to look at, right? So builds.
that hurts me on the inside.
It does, but she's trolling. So do you want to waste your time with a troll, or do you want to waste your time with the tryhard top and mid?
Probably try hard mid.
Yeah, for sure. And Cookie Jar Pink's making fun of me. I was playing inebriated slightly on last Friday, and I got to play my first Rulian Soul jungle game because we forgot to trade. That was horrible. I think my mid lane Sejuani player hated it as well because they had not played that. So yeah, you want to look and see, like, do they even know what they're doing? Do they have the right runes and masteries, stuff like that? What else? What else can you look for? And we're looking at things like, is the laner going to use the gold well, right?
Tilting.
Tilting, sure. So if they are telling you, if you're like, hey, bot lane, I'm going to come gank, where are the wards? And they're like, kill yourself, faggot. Are you going to go gank them?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. And I'm just saying, like League has gotten a lot better, but there are those players that exist still. That's usually my number one thing. Like if I see someone talking like that, who's like raging at the team, who's just in a bad mood, like that is not the lane I'm going to prioritize. How many carries do you generally have?
Usually 2 to 3.
Yeah, 2 to 3, right? So if one of them is tilting, that means you got 1 to 2 other options you can look at. Know what I mean? And eventually you're going to have to go down there and do something because you probably want that tower. The first ones are the easiest to get. They're worth quite a bit of gold, like we talked about earlier. But, like, if you had a choice, and you usually have a choice between mid and bot is, channeling their inner Tyler 1 or whatever, maybe focus mid. You know what I mean? All right, what else? Let's say that it's like 10 minutes into the game, and the person you're about to gank has 10 CS.
I was just about to say CS if you didn't say it.
Yeah, but CS, which is creep score. If you guys have no idea, they're called minions now, but they used to be called creeps. The little like guys that go down the map every 30 seconds.
Everyone still calls it CS, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, just because it's stuck.
Okay,
but it's like the appendix, right? It used to be a thing in our body that did something, but now it doesn't because of evolution and whatnot. They used to be called creeps, but now they're minions. But we still call it CS, and nobody knows what CS means.
Creeps because they look creepy.
Yeah, because they're creepy. Sure, I can see it. Because they creep along the map too. It's a double entendre. It hits on multiple levels. It works. But anyway, so this is another tool you can see. Like, okay, this guy's an idiot. He has no idea how to play his champion. Like, if you're ganking for a laner and they're a carry laner, their job is literally to farm up and get strong enough to delete people. So if they're not even doing this, well, shit. Ganking for them isn't really going to change anything. They're... And that's another indicator that you probably want to take the wave. Just because they'll probably miss every last CS if you, like, leave the wave for them like you said you used to do. So, again, look for these little tells. Like I play a lot of poker, I used to, and I think of League kind of like a game of poker. If you're sitting there playing Texas Hold'em, you're looking around the table, you're looking at your teammates, your opponents, and you're looking for their little twitchy eyebrows that tell you how good or bad their hand is. You can do the same kind of thing to figure out how good or bad a player is, and then figure out, okay, do I want to gank for this guy? What's something else? There's one more, and then we'll call it a night, okay? For this one, anyway. Is there another way to see if someone is good or bad?
Their positioning, I guess.
Yeah, positioning. Let's say positioning and mechanics. So if you're ganking for that same vein, the same one that's building a bunch of tiers, right? That has 10 CS, that's telling you to F off and go kill yourself or whatever, and then you notice that she is E-ing people away to, like, save them, like whenever you're about to get kills. And her positioning is shit. She's fighting in the middle of minion wave. She's pushed way too far up. She's almost tower diving. You're maxing out your vein spotting score. Is that a lane you want to gank?
Nope.
No. So this, you can be looking around. Like, do you use the F keys when you jungle?
I don't think I have those set up.
Do you have a laptop, regular keyboard?
Regular keyboard.
They should be set up. When I say F keys, I mean the function keys. You see at the very top, it's F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, going up to 12 for me.
I used to have F3 through F7 as my emote keys, so I think I only have F1 and 2. So.
Change those back if you're jungling, okay? And this is like next level bullshit. But the reason being is F1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 map to the position of your teammates.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so like what all the good junglers do is they'll just hit all the buttons real quick, or if they want to look at a specific lane, they'll know that okay, and it's in the order by your mini map too. So if you have the mini map up, you're always F1. I think spacebar is F1 too if you need to reset your screen for whatever reason. And then F2 is the one on the left, F3 is the next one, F4, F5, and so on and so forth, right? So what a lot of junglers do is they just run their fingers across the board like real quick. They're like rolling along a piano almost. And then it just lets them scope out all the lanes real quick. While doing that, you can see, okay, positioning mechanics. You can see if they're missing, like, cannon minions and stuff. You can see a bunch of stuff. You can also catch summoner spells. You can look at enemy positioning. You can catch out mana and resources and health and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So it'll give you all this information, but you just got to practice doing it. So that's a way you can see it, okay? So when you're farming, like here, you play a Mumu, right? Is it pretty easy to farm with a Mumu?
Fairly easy, yeah.
Yeah, you turn your W on, you hit E every once in a while when it's off cooldown. So what I'd recommend is after you hit E, hit all the F keys real quick just to look at your lanes, and by the time you get back to U by hitting spacebar, your E should be up again in like a second or two. So you're not really wasting any time.
Wasted if you're not using it for someone else.
Exactly. So might as well optimize your time. That's what we do in the jungle. We try to optimize our clear speed, optimize our time because we got limited time and we got to do all the things. So it's definitely tough. All right, what's the last thing? This is probably the most important one that everybody overlooks.
That everybody overlooks.
Everybody overlooks.
Encouraging.
It's obvious to me, but so far none of my students have come up with it when I've asked them. And maybe it's because it's so obvious that they don't even think about it. I'll give you a hint. We talked about it earlier, kind of with this exercise.
If it's good for you, like there's a lot of gold to be got.
Yeah, for sure. But pretty much like, is it ever going to be bad to gank?
Not usually.
Not usually. Is there a situation when it would be bad to gank?
Well, when you're giving gold to somebody that's not.
Well, yeah. Let me give you a situation. Let's say it's 30 minutes into the game. You're the jungler. Singed is bot. He's running around bot, and he's low. He's like at 300 health. He's just a free kill for you. Like who's your favorite jungler?
Favorite jungler? Zach, probably.
Okay, Zach. You're playing full damage AP Zach, and there's a 300 health Singe with no magic resist, just spamming laugh down on a bot lane. You know, you go down and kill him. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Good idea, usually.
Good idea, usually. Okay, but what happens if the enemy team was taking Baron while you did that?
Pretty bad idea.
Yeah, then you screwed up, right? Singe pulled the jungler bot. That means they had to smite. You didn't. It's a lot easier to secure that Baron, right? So,
yeah.
so there are some situations where the gank is bad, especially if you pulled another teammate down there too, because that means you're leaving like 3 people to defend 4 people doing Baron, and they have smite and you don't. So it's just rough. But what I want you to think about, and this is the most important one, is this question: is it worth it? Because let's say you gank top. Remember, the first example I said you have a Malphite on your team. What is Malphite's job generally, especially if he's top?
Engage.
Yeah, he's tanky engage. What does he need to do to engage?
Press R.
Press R. Does he need gold to press R better?
Not really.
Not really, right? So let's say you gank the Malphite. You get him a kill. Yay! He buys an extra cloth armor, And while that's going on, the enemy jungler ganks bot because he's like, oh, you're top. I'm going to gank bot. And then he gets a double kill because he can tower dive and be more aggressive. Maybe it's Zac and he knows his bloblets will be up, something like that, right? And then, they take that tower because the bot tower is easier to take earlier because it doesn't have extra resistances for the first 5 minutes of the game like mid and top towers do. And then what else is bot that's important sometimes?
Dragon.
Yeah, dragon. And then they get a dragon too because you were top and you were low and had to recall. Something like that, right? Is that worth?
No.
No, so you want to be thinking about this. If I'm ganking top or bot or mid, am I giving up something else somewhere else that might be more important? And sometimes it's good to trade. Like in my games, every once in a while I'll have like a godlike split pusher on my team. Like a Trundle, Tryndamere, Jax. Something that is just a nightmare to fight 1v1. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to gank top. I'm going to get your Rift Herald. I know I'm probably giving up a dragon. I told my bot lane to play safe, but I'm watching them overextend as I walk in for this gank, and I'm just like, Fine. And then we trade objectives. And now the enemy jungler wouldn't even think about ganking bot until I show top, and it's like, oh, okay, it's free bot now. So you always want to be thinking about this. Sometimes it's fine to trade stuff, sometimes it's not. It depends. If it's a Cloud Dragon, you're probably okay with trading Cloud for a Rift Herald more than like an Infernal or a Mountain, right?
Yes.
So again, it kind of depends on the game, depends on who's on your team, who's on the enemy team, the situation, all that good stuff. But you want to be thinking about this. All right, this is a pretty damn good list, by the way. And you could argue that you could break some of these guys up like into friendly and enemy. So maybe this is like a 5.5, the same thing, but for just the enemy. But I don't know. So it's really like more than what we came up with. But you did all right, man. You got more than most of my students.
Yay.
Yeah. Does this make sense though?
Yes, it does.
All right. Cool.
It's just so hard to think of stuff like this outside of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I've been playing this thing for 3 years, and it just comes as like natural to me while
Yeah.
I'm in game.
So you'll take a look and be like, oh, that guy's pushed up. He's out of mana. Oh, look, he just blew his escape. I knew he burned flash 2 minutes ago. Probably a free kill, right?
Yes.
So let's go back to this. Remember how we were saying what's a gank worth? This is a gank that if you get all the things, right? It's 1,800 gold for your team if it's the first tower. If you get a kill, an assist, push the minions up, take the tower, you're also denying about 200 gold to the enemy. So really, it's like a swing of about 2,000 gold in your team's favor if you pull off a good gank, right?
Yeah.
So if all of these things are in your favor, 100%, you're going to get that 2,000 gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that maybe about half of these things are in your favor, the other half aren't. If you tried that same gank like 100 times, about how many of them do you think you'll pull it off?
Probably about 50% of the time.
Yeah, about 50% of the time, right? So is that still worth it to go top and try for the gank?
I don't know. I would say now that I'm thinking of it in like percentage-wise, anything over 50 is worth it.
I mean, maybe. But what's the sweet spot? Is it over 30? Is it over 20? Is it over 60? The way I think about it, and I tell this, and some of my students like it, some of them don't. But the way I think about it, this is worth 1,800 gold. I look at these things, and I'm like you. I do it kind of naturally, just in my head. But I look at the probability of ganking like this. Probability of gank success, something like that, right? And I'll say 100%, Sure thing. I'm definitely going to get it. I'm playing a champion I have thousands of games on. My laner has all of his stuff up, and offensive summoners. The enemy laner is pushed up, no flash, out of health, out of mana, really derpy. I know the enemy jungler just died trying to solo Rift Herald for some reason. It's just a free gank if I go up there. So that's what this looks like. 50% is like... something like that. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. It's a coin flip, right? Half the time you're going to get it, other half you're not. And that's if, maybe you don't know if the enemy jungler is up there. And if he's just waiting in a bush randomly to cheese you, that sucks and it fails. Or maybe this guy's flash is about to be up and you're like, maybe we can get him before, I don't know. And he just pulls off some amazing play and survives long enough to flash out with 1 health, and that sucks. So maybe it's like that coin flip. The other way I like to think about it is, no way in hell. That's like if I'm ganking a Singe top, like Singe is the enemy, and I'm playing something like Zac, and I'm ganking for, I don't know, who has no damage against Shen. Like Shen. Let's say Shen. I'm sorry, I said Shen. So like Shen, not a lot of damage, right? Singe, he's probably just going to run away. You're playing Zac, so you're going to have a lot of initial bursts, and then Singe is just going to laugh and run away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just a complete waste of your time to go up there. And maybe he has it warded, maybe his ghost is up, Shin has no offensive stuff, all of his stuff is on cooldown, he's out of energy. It's just a complete waste of time to go up there. He's completely pushed up, so you'd be tower diving a Singe too. Like no way in hell, right? So if we were saying that the successful gank top was worth 2,000 gold, how much would each one of these ganks be worth? What do you think?
0% is 0, 1,000 gold for maybe, and 2,000 gold for sure thing.
Yeah, so it'd be like this, right?
Yeah.
And all you do is you figure out how much the objectives and stuff are worth, and then you multiply it out by this percent. So 50% of 2,000 is 1,000 gold, and we are saying 2,000 because it's like about 1,800 gold with the kill, the assist, the minions, the tower first blood, and you're subtracting 200 gold from the enemy losing minions, so about 2,000 gold in your favor, right? If it's a sure thing, you're definitely going to get that. That decision's worth 2,000 gold. If you're like, maybe, it's worth this. If it's less, it's obviously less. And the way to think about it is if you fail too many ganks in a row, eventually this one, which is a very important one, can you kill them? Do I have the damage? Do we have the CC? That one, you start falling behind. You'll look at a lot of bad junglers that'll gank, and then they won't get anything, and then they're just screwed because they're like level 3 at like 7 minutes, and the enemy jungler's level 6. Then, they get like a really good wombo because they're a Moo, and now their ult is up, and you're still like trying to farm level 4 because you spent all your time ganking. So you got to kind of balance stuff, because if you go for like the big thing, maybe it was like a 50% one and you just didn't get it, well shit, the enemy jungler like has time to farm while you were doing that, or has time to gank on the other side of the map. So shit, you're just out of luck. So you definitely want to be balancing that and thinking about this.
Yeah.
Kind of helpful?
Yes.
All right, cool. So what we wanted to talk about is when to do it. So here, let's go through the original things, right? When to do it. When do you want to gank?
Anytime it's in your favor.
Anytime it's in your favor. What does that mean?
Anytime that'll depend, like, usually almost anytime. Let's just go with that.
Okay. What does that mean though? Like, again, we're kind of summing up. We already talked about this stuff. It seems like you get it. It seems like you understand. I'm just making sure you got it. Okay.
Anytime that it won't cost you more than what you are going to get out of it.
Yeah, anytime. Think about it. Anytime you can get an objective.
Yes.
Anytime you can set your team up. I talk about win conditions a lot in the stream, right? Like there are certain teams that want to do different things to win. Some teams have a big old wombo combo. What I mean by that is they all hit level 6 and unlock really scary ultimates that when used together will delete the enemy team en masse, So win condition there is we need to end the laning phase as quickly as possible and group up at level 6 and use our wombo. So anything that I can do to help make that happen, if I can take the first tier towers to help end the laning phase, that's amazing. We want to do that. Maybe another objective is, okay, we have a split push comp. We have a Tryndamere top. Tryndamere is never going to team fight with us because he's a 1v1 champ. He just wants to sit there and right-click towers all day. I want to get him Rift Herald. Maybe any chance I have to get Rift Herald on him, I'm going to be looking for that. So I'm going to be ganking whenever I can get Rift Herald after that. That'll be a thing. It could be as simple as, hey, can I get a tower after this? Or, dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Let's see if we can kill all the important people on the enemy team before that happens, right? So something like that. And then I like how you mentioned, when I don't lose anything, you don't want to do like a derpy gank where you like blow your ultimate and don't get anything, right? So you want to be focusing on the 100% ones. All right, we kind of talked about this, but why do we want to gank?
To get objectives, get kills.
To get objectives. Also, you get like a shit ton of gold when you do it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get that first tower, we just did the math, it's about 1,800 gold for your team. Enemy team loses about 200 gold from like losing the minion waves to the tower. Like, it's really good, right? That's better than farming your jungle and just getting the 300 to 400 gold if you're getting scuttles or whatever.
Yeah.
So really good to do it, right? You're giving your team a huge advantage. You're probably taking a tower or getting a dragon, which puts you closer to like knocking down more towers and eventually the Nexus. So really good. We didn't really talk about how to gank. Do you want to go over that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. And we talked about all the things to look for. So the first step of how to gank is like, oh my God, stop scrolling. Is look at all these things, evaluate and figure out if you got a good shot or like a coin flip or no chance in hell, right? Somewhere along that spectrum. And if it looks like it's a coin flip or better, maybe you want to go for it. So here, who do you want to gank? Who are we ganking?
I don't know, I guess we're blue side.
Okay, so we're blue side. And let me refresh. What jungler are we playing? Here, I can look at your pool. That'll help you.
I don't know. Let's just go with a Moo.
Okay, you're a Moo. All right, so who are we ganking? Where are they? Tell me all the things you want to look for.
A Moo. Probably looking at mid lane.
Okay, looking at mid lane. Where's the enemy mid laner? Where is your mid laner? Tell me all about them. By the way, MXC Runner 757, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I got music playing in my ear. Give me a second, man. right, we're good.
Probably look and see if the enemy mid laner is pushed up.
All right, are they pushed up?
Not right now.
Okay, but I mean, like, tell me, are they? Like, we can make them push up.
Yeah, sure, they're pushed up.
All right, they're pushed up. So like this?
Yeah.
More or less?
Probably around to where the torch is.
Around the torches, okay. And the way I think about it, there's an imaginary line right down the middle of the map. Like, if you zoom out, you know, the map kind of folds into itself, and it's pretty much symmetrical except for these goofy pits, right?
Yeah.
But if they cross that line, they are pushed up. If you know what you're doing and your teammate knows what they're doing, they should die. Especially mid, where it's like a burst mage, usually. But okay, so they're pushed up. What else about them do you want to know?
Summoners are up.
Okay, their summoners are up. Your summoners are up. Your friendly summoners are up. Their enemy summoners are up. All summoners are up.
Probably all summoners are up.
Okay, all summoners are up in here. Let me remove the cheat sheet. I gave you a quick glance. Okay, so pushed up. Sums are up. Do you care what the summoners are?
You're usually going to be flash and like exhaust or ignite.
Okay, well, what do they have? What do the enemy have? What do the enemy have? Grammar. What summoners does the enemy have? What summoners does your friendly laner have?
They have flash barrier.
Who is they?
Orianna.
Enemy Orianna, friendly Orianna?
Enemy.
Flash barrier. All right, what about your friendly laner? Who's this?
Yasugi probably has flash ignite.
Saying Yasuo flash ignite?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, sums are up. So that matters. You know, she can flash away from stuff. She can use barrier if you're trying to tower dive or to like get through the ignite, something like that, right? Okay, what else do you want to know?
I want to know what their health is.
Yeah, sure. HP. All right, so is it high? Is it low?
Medium.
Okay, medium for both.
Yeah.
All right, what else do you want to know?
If Orianna is out of mana or not.
All right, mana, good. Do you care about Yasuo's mana?
No, because he doesn't have any.
Good. Okay, he has flow, but that like charges pretty fast, so you don't have to worry about it. But it gives him an extra shield. So Orianna, where is she?
Where is she?
Yeah, mana-wise.
Probably 50%.
50%? Okay, cool. All right, what else?
What is it?
By the way, let's do one more of these. Let's do a 10.5. One thing I forgot to mention. The creep wave is very important. Let's say there's like 7,000 creeps right here. Is it a good time to gank?
Not really.
Why?
I guess it is and it isn't.
Yeah, for
Like,
Yasuo it's actually
giant
amazing, but
wave.
for any other champion it's probably horrible, right?
Yeah, because you can take a lot of creep damage.
You're going to take creep damage. Also, let's say the Orianna is leading you on a wild goose chase, you know, around here, and you guys are like wasting your time chasing her through her jungle, and eventually you get her here. Is it worth?
Not really, because you'll probably lose a lot of those.
Yeah, because you lost
creeps.
like 7 waves of creeps, because for some reason there's 7 waves of creeps here. That's what this is. That's the 7 waves. I hope you can see them. So you want to be thinking about that too, right?
Yeah.
Waves. A lot, a little. If it's frozen, and what I mean by that is like your creep wave is like here, their creep wave is here, you know, nothing's getting hit by tower, it's completely fine to do that. But if Yasuo is going to miss farm, like chasing, you know, not the greatest. Now because it's a Yasuo, if you have a bajillion creeps, he can dash, and do all these like crazy things. So that might be amazing in this one situation, but that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Usually not the case. So yeah, that's something else we want to look for. Let's say creeps are frozen in your favor, okay? Because normally I would wait for them to like to finish farming, and right when it's about to push out, then we'd gank, just so your laner doesn't lose anything. You're not making them choose between getting the kill and getting farm.
Yeah. If Yasuo has his ultimate or Orianna has her ultimate.
Okay, ultimates. How do you tell if they have their ultimates or not?
Level 6.
Yeah, they're level 6. What else?
Uh,
Friendly ultimate. How do you see friendly ultimates?
You can just see it above, like, with their portrait on the left hand of the
Yeah,
screen.
do they have a green dot above their portrait? How do you know
Yeah.
enemy ultimates?
Usually you have to have timers for that.
Yeah, timers, or you just ask, be like Orialt, question mark, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd be good to know. Okay, what else?
Um,
This is all good stuff so far. Think back to our list. If you can't remember, that's fine. I can give you a cheat.
where they're the junglers, they're enemy jungler.
Yeah, and instead of enemy jungler, we said enemy jungler. Where is enemy team?
Okay.
Let's say that top lane is a Kled, and he's missing. He just went missing. He just walked this way. Is it time to gank mid?
No.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's level 3 and he's like off his chocobo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Or maybe he's level 6 and he's super fed. Like, it depends, right? But yeah, you want to know where he is. Is there anything else you have to worry about? Maybe a summoner spell that certain top laners like to take?
TP.
Yeah, you want to be timing that kind of thing too. Or maybe if they have global ultimates, that's a good one. Like, I played a game where there was a Karthus top the other day. Or yeah, Shen is a good one. You're about to kill the Orianna, you tower dive, you need one more auto, that frickin' Shen ults her. Big old goofy shield, and now you're both dead, and he's laughing at you, spamming his level 7 mastery. It's the worst. So yeah, you want to be looking at that. Where is the enemy team is what I want to say. And ultimates, we can classify that kind of stuff in there. Do they have global shit that can ruin your day? Also, you're kind of worried. Maybe the support is roaming up. I don't know. Maybe you stepped over a ward on your way to gank, and now the support, who's a good player, is like, hey, play safe bot. I'm going to go help. They're coming up here to counter gank you. Or maybe it's a blitzcrank or something stupid. You never know, right?
Yeah.
All right, what else? Let's say they aren't doing that, though. Nobody has teleport up. Nobody has global ultimate, so they're not near. Jungler is, like, jungling somewhere. He's just farming his Krugs or whatever.
If the Yasuo is good or not.
Is Yasuo competent? So, is he good?
Sure, why not?
How do you know if he's good or not? What are you looking at?
7 mastery, he's got creep score and he's dashing through minions correctly.
So his mechanics are good. His creep score is pretty decent. Like, he's beating Ori by 20 CS. What else? Is his build okay?
Yeah, he has a fucking I forgot what it's called. Static Shiv.
All right, cool. He's got a static shiv. Nice. So he'll have a little extra damage too, a little extra movement speed. It'll be easier to catch. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So he's competent. Good. Okay, what else? Yeah, this is pretty good actually. So this is fine. All right, so it's in your favor, is what you're saying. Nobody's tilting or anything. Laner's competent. We're not worried about waves. It's like early in the game. Like, what level are we ganking at?
Just before level 6, waiting for it.
All right, so like level 5, something like that. Like, what level are you? What level are they? Because usually mid lane hits level 6 before jungle. Usually.
Yeah. I'm level 4, they're level 6.
All right, cool. And they're both level 6. They both have ultimates up, we think. So cool. All right, how are you going to gank her? And you can come from anywhere. You're this blue jay. Let me know where to put it.
Probably just come from the either river bushes, probably bot side river bush.
Bot side river bush like this?
Yeah.
If you could come from anywhere, you're coming from there? And that's fine. Like, it could be right. I just don't know. You want to come from there?
I guess you're making me second guess my decision.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I want you to just, like, think about it for a second. It might be right. I'm just being a dick, but I want you to think about it. Tell me why this is good and not as good as other options.
Well, that's good because it's coming in from behind her.
Is it coming from behind her? Well, here, like, if it's up here, that's a little bit behind her. If it's here,
yeah,
you're equal with her. I'm thinking about like this kind of, right?
Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen as soon as you come out of this bush? Is she just gonna like stand there?
She's gonna move away from you.
Yeah. Which way is she gonna go?
She's probably gonna go towards top river.
So
or back
here.
to the tower.
If I were her, I would run this way personally.
Yeah. That's
Especially,
what I would do.
especially if the jungler was up here, I'd run to safety. I think if she ran to the tower, like, probably not going to get away, right? Because you'll just like cut her off and triangulate.
Exactly.
So okay, are you sticking with your story? You still think from here will be good?
Well, either that or you could go from her tower, just like go around.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the advantage of this over this?
You are farther behind her and it cuts off more of her escape route.
Yeah, I like this a lot better. Also, a way to think about it, when does she see you if you come out of this bush?
She sees you as soon as you come out of the bush.
Yeah, as soon as you come out, right? And there's also going to be minions. Does Amumu have an ability that hates minions?
his Q.
Yeah, as level 4, you probably want to land it on Oriana. If it was level
Yeah.
6, maybe you Q to the minion ult real quick. But level 4, you definitely want to hit her. So if you look in here, let me move him out of the way. If you come here, if you come out of this one, as soon as you leave the bush, she's going to see you. So she has from here to here to react, and do whatever. She sees you from there. If you come from here, when does she see you?
As soon as the tower sees you.
Yeah, so Towers has line of vision, kind of like that, actually, right? So
Yeah, that's kind of confusing for me because I have really bad experiences with playing Shaco and doing that exact gank, and it never goes well, even though like I thought they wouldn't be able to see me.
Tower gives true sight, remember. So if you're hugging this wall, it's a little tricky. What I'd recommend, go into a custom game and just like look at what your tower can see, like in the Fog of War. Just look at it. Like spend time to study the game and look at it. Or have a friend do it and like screen share if you just to show you what you look like when you're ganking, something like that. I mean, if you're not worried about it, because maybe you're just like too fat and you're running this way into it for a second, Other thing with Shaco, like you don't have to walk that way. You can just blink over the wall, right?
You can just go over the wall.
Yeah, so that doesn't really matter. Or you can blink from chickens, like you don't even have to worry about that. But you're a Mumu, right? So you're gonna come through here. She probably sees you either if the tower sees you or right around here.
Yeah.
Is that fair? And she's not going to notice you immediately, right? Because she's going to be tunneling on that Yasuo probably.
Pretty much.
So if you look, if we like line this up, you have a slightly smaller reaction time for her. It's something. Here, I'm just moving that line down, like rotating it, like if you can rotate it in your head.
Yeah.
But she has slightly less time to react, and that's good, right? Because you don't want her to have more time to think and form a plan. You want her to be panicking so you can just murder her. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend going around there. Now, what if there's like a ward here? Is that a good idea?
No.
No. So if there's a ward here, it's fine. But remember, you can smite the chickens to see if you've been seen by stuff. So if you're walking through here and you haven't been seen, the gank is good. Let's say you're walking through here and your oracles goes off. Still gonna gank her?
If she hasn't seen me, yeah. If
Well,
she's not paying
well,
attention.
she sees you. The oracles goes off.
Well, paying attention.
Okay, so let's say oracles goes off. She's standing right here. Do you know where the enemy jungler is?
No.
This could be a thing.
Could be.
This could be bait. It could also be a bad player. Like down in silver, you can't really tell. But in diamond, if I like clear this ward and she's standing right here, that tells me that something fishy's going on. And I'm like, wait a second. Or maybe she's like duo with the Shen top and he's just waiting. So I'm looking around, right? But you want to be thinking about stuff like that. But okay, it doesn't go off, so you're going around here. Enemy jungler is on Krugs, we know, because we have a ward there, because our top laner's a god. So, okay, how's this gank going to go down? Minions are here, by the way.
Minions are here?
And there's another wave coming right here.
Well, you're probably just going to walk up to her and just wait for her to get in a position that she is easily probably not going to be missed. Q's not going to miss her. And that way Yasuo can get his
free tornado or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, cool. What a lot of what a lot of the Amumu players I coach do is that they'll say that, and then what they do when I watch their game is they'll walk out here and then they'll immediately blow their Q. Is that good or bad?
It's bad.
Why is it bad?
There's no need to blow CC when she's not running away.
Plus, what did we say she had already?
Flash.
Yeah, flash, right? So flash is up. If she's a god, what is she gonna do?
She's gonna wait for that Q to end, and she's gonna flash.
Oh no, she'll probably just flash the Q, right?
Bad player, yeah.
If it's gonna hit me, I mean, you don't even have to be a good player for that, So something like that. What I recommend doing is exactly what you said. You walk in here, she's caught, right? And at this point, you're kind of playing keep away. If she runs this way, you're running this way too. And Yasuo's going on her. What's she probably gonna be doing?
And it'll probably be looking to go through you.
Maybe look to go through you, sure. Is she going to be running in a straight line?
Probably, maybe.
What do you think? I think if you come from this way, she's probably not going to run to you. She's probably going to run this way if she's good.
Yeah.
If she's good. Let's assume she's good, okay? So she's running this way. Is she going to run in a straight line?
Probably.
Maybe. If she's running in a straight line, is it easy or hard for you to land your Q?
Super easy.
Super easy. So What some players do is they don't run in a straight line. If she wanted to dodge, what would she do?
Just not click in a straight line.
Yeah, she'd probably go like this or
Right.
something,
I
right?
mean,
So while that's going on, this is another reason I say to save your Q. Good player might run in a straight line in GTFO, but like if you're a good player too, you could always Q and then flash to cancel the animation and catch her. So if she's running a straight line, it's really easy to catch people off guard and do that. But if she's just an average player, she's probably going to serpentine to try to dodge your stuff. So while she's doing that, you're just running like this in a straight line. And while she's traveling along this, you're running in a straight line. Are you going to get there faster or slower than her?
faster.
Faster. What's Yasuo doing while all this is happening?
Moving in, hopefully.
Yeah, straight line, same kind of thing, right? So always, 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 always save your CC if you can. Just because, you know, it's harder for them to dodge it. They waste time. If you blow it, like, up front and you miss, like, you got nothing, right? They're just going to sit there and laugh at you, probably.
Yeah.
So you want to save it. Also, if they're doing this, you have time to gap close. You can auto attack, and now your Mumu passive is like melting their magic resist, so your Q will do even more damage. You're getting your cry damage on her for free. You get E. What if she panic flashes at this point? What do you do then?
Oh, easy. Q.
Yeah, then easy Q, right? And you burned a summoner versus just burning a summoner. It's just better, right?
Yeah.
So for sure, and it depends on your jungler. Like you're saying a Mumu, I think we come through here. If you're playing Shaco in that same situation, you know, just
I'll just straight
blink
up.
over. I mean, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's pretty good, right? And do you see how we like thought about all this stuff and we're like, okay, most of the stuff is in our favor. We're thinking this is at least a coin flip. This is a good gank. This is solid. Yasuo has enough damage to follow up. I have damage and CC. Should be good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your thought process. I don't know. You want to do another or you feel pretty good about this?
Feeling pretty good.
All right, cool. So that's pretty much like what I think about ganking. I mean, we've been talking for like an hour and a half so far, but when to do it, to get objectives, to get your carry lanes ahead because they do the damage. Why to do it? Because, again, it's worth more gold for your team. It helps you get towers. That helps you win the game. Stuff like that. We kind of talked about how to gank. It's looking at this stuff, which I can copy-paste into Skype or whatever if you want that. Like, would that be helpful? Do you want any of this?
Yeah, probably. That'd be just a good thing to like look over because I'm not gonna be able to play tonight, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, no worries. Here, I'll give you what's gank worth and that other stuff. I'm just copy pasting in Skype. So there you go. And I'll probably throw this video up there. I've done a couple like how to gank videos so far, but this one was pretty clean. So like if you just want to rewatch it on YouTube at double speed or whatever, we'll do that too. But I mean, feel pretty good, right? And then we talked about how to gank. You know, you want to make sure your positioning's right. You want to look for all these things. Make sure you're not getting cheesed by the enemy jungler. Make sure they're not going to flash on you. Like let's say Oriana's flash is down. I mean, you can just Q, right, as soon as it's free.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to worry about all that, like, close the distance and serpentine bullshit. Just, you know, kill her. So it's a little bit easier. Or maybe you still, like, run on her because you get extra damage. If she's full health versus, like, 300 health, you know, you definitely want to get some extra damage and then Q her when she tries to run away. Sure.
Maybe I'll flash just to save my Q.
Maybe. You know, you never know.
No.
But, all right. Feel pretty good?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what I want to talk about. Do you have any more questions? You want to go over other stuff?
Probably my other questions are going to be a little bit long. Just like, I also need to learn how to do build orders and stuff. That's, ugh.
Okay, build orders, like, yeah, that depends on the champion. It depends on the
Yeah.
situation, right? So, I mean, we can talk about that for sure. Here, let me show you some tools to get you started, okay? So, if I was going to learn a champion from scratch, my favorite thing to do is I go to lolking.net, which I just like this site a lot, and I go to champion guides, okay? So, who are we learning? Pick a champ, any champ.
Zach.
Zach. Let's look at Zach. Okay, so I'm going to click here. There's usually a shit ton of guides that are up here, and they have these featured ones. Sometimes the featured ones are really good. Sometimes they're shit. So what I like to do is I go up to this filter, and I filter it by lolking score, and this site has like 10 bajillion ads. But if I filter by lolking score, so here, the feature guide, it has like a Diamond 5, Diamond 4 player, or I could look at this Challenger players one. You know, I'm gonna click him. The guy's name is Ganker, right? He's probably pretty good in the jungle. So let's click him. Oh, look, he's Diamond 1. He has what is that, 1,000 Zach games? Or is that 6? What is that? That looks like 1,000 to me. That's a lot, but I don't know if that's actually 6 or not.
Is Lol King like the best?
There are
all, like the 3 or 4 sites.
there are a lot of them. Like you said, 3 or 4, right? Like what are the other ones? Like MOBA Fire, stuff like that.
Fire,
Team Solo Mid.
yeah.
There's a lot of them. I like LOL King because I know the people that make it, and they're really smart and really good about curating the content. But I mean, look at all the things you can, right? But if you go through this, here's like a Diamond 1 player, that has apparently 1,000 Zac games, that has gone through and just told you exactly how to build the guy. And he has a different build than what I do on him, too, so maybe I learned something here. And he's like runes, masteries, all that good stuff. And he's talking about different situations. Here's what to max first. Oh, look, very detailed starting item stuff, right? And he's explaining when you want to build different things. Kind of makes sense. So he's saying the core items are you get your Cinderhawk, you get your Spirit Visage. That makes sense with his healing, and then from there, you build situational stuff. And he's saying like Frozen Heart, not the greatest because Zac doesn't use the 400 mana, but maybe you're the only tank on your team and you need to build it. I don't know.
Need that attack speed slow.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to learn stuff, here it is. Pros of Zac. Oh, look, he talks about stuff. This is boring. Usually there's like sentences here forever and ever and ever. Oh, best places to gank from. Oh, he drew a little crappy paint thing.
Oh. Hey, that's interesting.
Yeah, but, he's just showing you all this stuff, right? And if you don't like this one, whatever. Here, let's go back. Let's look at the next one, right? There's a trove of knowledge here, and you can learn from really good players. Like, here, this guide is featured. Here, let's look at this one. It looks like this guy might be a platinum player or something, but still, I don't know. Maybe he knows his shit. You can still learn from everybody. I'm just saying, I would.
People are still better than like 95% of the other population.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like platinum player. Like you can get college scholarships for being platinum, like full rides to like D1 colleges. It's weird, but you can do it. Yeah,
For plat?
For plat, I was surprised. That one that's always on that one college. It's like a what is it? The Eagles is their mascot. But League is always like, look at all the college scenes happening. They have platinum people on scholarship.
Yo, I need to give myself.
I'm just saying. That's one of the reasons I like doing the free coaching is like maybe we can help a few people get free college. I mean, shit. I think that would be hilarious. If any of you guys watching ever get coached and get free college, let me know so I can take a screenshot of you telling me that and put it on my wall. And whenever I'm feeling down, I can just look at that and smile. That somehow getting good at video games.
College. And then I'll move on to go and Challenger.
Yeah, sure. Just like me and everybody else.
The LCS.
I don't know if you want to go to the LCS. Apparently all the players get paid like shit.
Yeah, but like,
But it's cool, right?
Yeah, it's not that hard of a job.
I mean, it's still a job, but yeah, you're playing video games for a living, so it's better than doing whatever.
Probably get tired of the video game after a while, but
okay, but look at
a lenient job too.
Yeah. Look at this guy though. Like he wrote about every single possible item you might want to buy on Zac, and look, he wrote out like sentences and things. He talked about every matchup. Like here, if I click Sejuani, oh look, here's exactly how to beat her. Blah blah blah. It's his thoughts. Like just look at this and like keep it in like that grain of salt in your back pocket because maybe this guy's an idiot and you're reading his stuff and you're like that does not make sense because of reasons. Or maybe it's the opposite. And you're like, wow, I never thought about that. That's really good. That makes a lot of sense. But just read this stuff and be like, does it make sense? Cool, whatever. But look at this shit. He like has all of this stuff. Oh, look, he talks about best places to ward. Wow, he wrote a lot. But
Thank you, smiley face.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, that's what I would do. Have you ever used champion.gg?
I think I use that for like matchups. No, I haven't. Never mind.
Here, let me put this in. So what this is, and here I'm posting this in Skype, posting this in Twitch. I talk about this all the time, but if you're new to the stream, welcome. LolKing was the other site. If you Google LolKing, it should come up. But this one, what it does is any champion. Here, let's look at Zac again, right? And let's look at him in the jungle. It'll look at platinum and above games for the current patch. So right now they're still aggregating the new one. They usually got to wait 3 days. They're looking at all games on all regions, platinum and above, and they just get all this goofy stats, right? So his win rate jumped up a little, jumped down, going back up. There's win rate by game length. You can figure out where people's power spikes are. Win rate by games played. This tells you, like, okay, once players figure something out about the champion, do they get better? Looks like Zac, like, once they figure out how to land his E, it's a lot easier, something like that. And then it kind of shows you the most frequent skill order and the best, highest win percent skill order. So this one looks like the only thing really different is you still max E first, then W, then Q. But it looks like somebody got caught out level 1, like whenever they have this. So maybe they win a little more often because they got first blood. Over here, most frequent core build. Again, treat this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying build this every single game, but it's like, okay, it looks like everybody is building this item. You know, Ionian Boots of Lucidity and Spirit Visage every single time. Looks like GA and Rand wins every single time, right? So it should be telling you something. Oh, look, here's the masteries everybody takes. This one, you got 3,000 games, 53% win rate. This one, you know, 140 games, but 60% win rate. This one might be better. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. But, you know, take a look. See, here's runes. But you see what I'm saying? It's just a resource that'll tell you a whole bunch of stuff. Another one. Pro builds. You ever looked at this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen
I've
it.
gone in there once or twice.
Here, I'm posting the link in here again. Now, you got to be careful because the challenger players sometimes troll. But so take it again with a grain of salt. But let's say we want to look at Zach again. Here's Zach. Here's everybody that's been playing him that this site is tracking. Here, do you have a favorite player that's on here?
I don't keep up with the LCS very
Oh, no
much.
worries. I'm a big... I actually learned how to jungle from the odd one. Let's see how he's building him. He's not in... He used to be TSM's jungler. He is not anymore. So, odd one, it looks like was this guy. Looks like he had a shitty game, but look at his build. He went Cinderhawk, Spirit Visage. He got the Proto Belt for the extra damage and positioning, stuff like that, and then just a bunch of armor. Looks like they lost, sadly, but, you know, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
What champ is this? Fizz. Okay, so we got the ninja tab because auto attack, AD, something like that. But you can just look through this stuff and be like, okay, how are people playing him? And maybe he was experimenting, so that build is shit. But look at this. Here's everybody that, you know, played in the past week or the past couple days, right? And we can just click this and see. Clear Love's pretty good, right? Look at his build. Oh, he went AP Zach. That's weird. Is that good? I don't know. I think this is actually shitty. I think you want to build him Cinderhawk, but I don't know. He's going more of a cheese burst Zach. And he won, so hey, who am I to judge, right? But you can look at this and just get a general idea, right? Hey, what's up, Braden? Hey, thanks for the host, man. We're just finishing up a coaching session, talking about how to build people. But all right, Evan, going back to you, man. Does this help? Those 3 things?
Yes.
I would use that as a starting point. And if you're still not sure, like what I like to do is just, you know, here, wiki lol Zach. Let's just look and see and use our own brains, right? So here, let's pull up the League of Legends wiki. I just typed Zach lol wiki into Google, and we can look. Oh, he heals for a % of his maximum health, you know, so maybe he scales with health. Oh, he does AP, so I don't want to build any AD damage on him. It's magic damage, right?
Yeah.
This is another AP scaling thing. Another AP scaling thing. Another AP scaling. So it looks like he's going to do magic damage. He likes a little bit of AP. He's probably going to be mostly a tank because that's what they have here. So you're probably building, you know, health, maybe a little bit of AP if you need to do damage. His base damages are pretty beefy. All the builds we just looked at, we're building him mostly tank, so maybe he doesn't even need that many items. I'll give you a hint, he doesn't to do damage. So there you go. And oh, he does % health damage every few seconds from his W, so maybe that's why he doesn't need the AP to do extra work.
Yeah.
But you can just kind of figure it out from that too, right? Anyway, that's how I would do it. I don't know, ask other coaches too. If they have different ways and it's better than mine, I mean, do that. Yeah, that's what's great about this game. There's a bunch of different resources out there. Oh, another way, let me show you this. Here, since you're worried about builds. Do you ever hear of a guy named Inverted Composer?
No.
Inverted Composer is like a challenger player at like 3,000 frickin' MMR. Here, I'm posting this in Skype. He built this nifty little site. Some of it's outdated, but this item optimizer isn't. He is known for his Singe. He was known for Yorick pre-rework. He hates the new Yorick. But what's cool is you can pick any champion. So here, let's go Zach again. And let's say we're in the jungle. And I can mess with my runes and masteries. I'm just going to use these ones, you know. But if I wanted to, I could move points around and change them to whatever. And then, you can mess with this. Like, do I need to go straight damage, or do I need to go tanky, or do I need to go like a little bit? You can like do this around and like mess with it, and then it just tells you the right stuff to buy. So this is saying like this is the best possible build if you want to be, you know, as tanky as possible or whatever. And here, it'll give you some alternatives if you go through and click that too. So if we look through these, it looks like Cinderhulk first always. He's recommending Warmog second always. That's interesting because I usually see Spirit Visage rushed on Zac. And again, it's a computer algorithm, but it's pretty good for the most part. So notice that the same items are appearing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Those might be the core items on Zac. I don't know. So here, let's reset it. Well, let's say we want to go straight tank. Let's lock in. Oh, same kind of build, only he's adding goofy support items in too, which actually makes sense if you think about it. You know, but similar thing. Let's do the opposite. Let's go straight damage. That's weird. Haven't seen that build before, but there you go, right? Bunch of goofy stuff. But you can use this tool as well if you're having trouble finding builds. Alright. Helpful?
Yeah.
I think I just gave you like 5 things that you can do to figure out builds. And I like the plug-and-play stuff. There's other stuff out there, too. It's just I'm trying to give you the best stuff that's the easiest, too. Like, people have built some crazy, like, Excel shit that does this kind of stuff, too. But, you know, I like easy. That League of Legends math site is pretty point-and-click. Like, 15 seconds, you have a pretty decent build that's been optimized by one of the best players now, like, on our continent. So it's something. What's up? Yeah.
I'm looking at the site you just gave, and it's.
There's a lot there, right?
Yeah.
So League of Legends is all about knowledge. The more knowledge you can get, the better equipped you will be to do the things. So check it out. I mean, you'll probably learn some things. Like here, one of those builds, it was recommending Face of the Mountain on Zac, right?
Yeah.
That's stupid, right? That's dumb.
Zac support.
It's really good, actually, in the jungle. Think about it. He gets a bunch of healing, which means from the relic shield charges for his team. He's going to be bouncing around in the middle of minion waves, probably, so he'll be healing his team and him a little bit more. Why 14? Why is he 14? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I don't have Tourette's or a split personality. I'm just thanking people for following. But Evan, yeah, going back to it, like, and it gives him a big old shield, too, that he can either put on him or put on his carry. And if he's trying to keep his carry alive, maybe he's in like a protected Cogmaw comp or something. Zac's going to be stacking health anyway. The shield is what, like 10% of your max health? If you're a 4,000 health Zac, you've suddenly given 400 health to Cogmaw. It also is a gold over time item, so you're going to get more gold every time. Like, it's 2 gold per second or something. Then every time you blow the charges, you get extra gold. And then eventually, like when you get to 6 items, you can just sell it for something better too. And it's not bad. It has CDR in it. It has health. Has health regen, all the things Zac likes. So, I mean, I could see building that on him, actually. I build it on Sejuani from time to time when I want the shield.
That's quite insane.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I would never have thought about that if I hadn't randomly been messing around with that plug-and-play tool. So, I mean, look at it. Maybe you'll find some goofy build that no one else has thought about that is better than anything else out there, and then you'll just climb from that. All right, you're quiet. Helpful? What you wanted?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, no worries. Think away. I'm just making sure. Like, quiet could be good or could be bad. I'm just making sure it's the good quiet.
It's good quiet.
All right, cool. Not too much wisey. We're just coaching our friend Evan here. He is a Silver 5 jungle. We're at the tail end of a hour-long how to gank session, when to gank, why to gank, and we're talking about how to figure out optimal builds for people. And like you said, you can click around on that site. So if you wanted to play support Zac, just click the support role, and it'll, you know, give you a slightly different version of that build, one with less gold income probably.
All right,
what else? You got more questions? If you don't, that's fine. I can play solo queue, I can jump into games, but if you have more questions, ask questions till you're out, man. I'm here for you.
I don't have any questions right now, I don't think.
Alright, that's cool. If you think of any, you know where to find me. Just hit me up on the stream, Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until I fall asleep. Asking questions, hit me up in games, shoot me a message through LOL Coaching. Here to help you out, man.
All right.
All right, was this good? What you wanted? Helpful?
This was more than what I was expecting.
All right, good. I think that's good.
Yes.
But again, if you need more, or like if you practice this shit for like 2 weeks and you're like hitting new problems, like sign up for another session. We can watch a replay or something and figure out that stuff and make you a better player. All right. Ready to call it quits?
Yeah, man. Sweet.
All right.
Thank you very much, man.
For sure. Have a good night and kick some ass in solo queue, okay?
Will do.
All right, bye.
Later.
All right. Ending the